our second half, everyone. Before we get started on that second half, I just want to take a moment and thank everyone who made today's performance possible. We, of course, have all the wonderful performers on stage who always get credit. But I also want to thank Anaya, who is our coffee sponsor today. I want to thank Trinity Wellsprings, who has made it ridiculously easy for us to put on this show for you. They have welcomed us into their home today, and they have done so much for us and for our community, and we're so grateful for their support. Yeah, great. Clapping is always good. Be supportive. Most importantly, I want to thank all of our donors and sponsors who are listed in the program. Today's events would not be possible without them, and they are as much a part of the collaboration as every person that you see on stage today. Got some of our friends in the audience who are donors as well, so they're a great part. Yes, thank you so much to our donors. And then lastly, I just want to thank you, all of our friends in the audience. We are so glad that you wanted to spend your Sunday afternoon with us, and as much as we love to play with each other, it's always more fun when we get to play with you. So we hope you guys have as much fun today as we do. So for our first piece of the second half, we're going to welcome our friend David. Hi, David. And this piece is by, you'll notice the pattern today, a lot of the composers are living composers. And I really like to do works by living composers. First of all, because it's great to support other artists. We're very friendly, clapping, supporting, everything's always great. But I also think it's a really cool experience to get to work with a composer who's still alive and actually be able to talk to them about their piece. You know, you never get tired of playing the old classics, but it's so cool to get to work with someone who's still alive just as much as I work with anyone else who's in the ensemble with me. So I knew that I wanted to do a piece by a living composer. And so I was asking a lot of my composer friends if any of them had pieces for clarinet or they knew any famous composers with pieces that they could recommend. Composers tend to know a lot about the composition world. And I was talking to some of my friends, and one of them, Andy, said, very casually, you know, I could just write you a piece if you want. And I mean, how ridiculous is that? Can you write a piece? I can't write a piece. So I was just blown away. And what was extra cool about it is I got to give him some requests. So I told him that I really wanted to play with percussion. If you are paying attention to pop music, listening to the radio, you'll know that there's things like saxophones, violins, cellos. They always get to do stuff with everybody else, and I never get to do stuff like that. So I told him I wanted to do a really fun piece, and I wanted to jam out with percussion, because I never get to play with percussion. And I thought that would be really fun. So Andy went away and did his secret composer thing for a while. And then he came back to me with this piece called Reimagined. And he took a piece that this is where the title comes from. He took a piece that was originally a very slow compositional exercise for violin and piano, very chordal, very pretty. And he decided, what would this be if I made it its opposite? So this is a really fun, really accenty piece, lots of fun rhythms. It starts off with really cool little small sort of points of light as ideas. And those ideas grow and get bigger, and then we just get to jam. And it's really fun. called Lament. So it's exactly what you would expect, a very sad, lamenting piece. But the term lament doesn't just mean sad in music. It also is a technical term from older music, from ancient Renaissance and older operatic styles. And it's a term for a piece, yes, that is a lament, but very characteristic of that type of piece is when it has 4 descending notes that are representative of a musical sigh. So that's a pattern that will come back often in this piece. And what you'll hear is sometimes that's a very chordal, very long, drawn out 4 as a sigh, and sometimes it's moving a little faster in lines that are counter lines to each other. And the way that Bliss and I think about it a lot is when you're feeling grief or really any sort of overwhelming emotion, you have the part that you're able to express verbally, either with words or non-verbally. And then you have the part that you can't express. You have your thoughts that are racing in your head, the sort of cloud that overtakes your mind. And so our contrasting lines that are counterpoint to each other, we trade off who gets to be the vocalized part and who gets to be the thoughts. But they're always both happening, and you're never really expressing exactly what you're feeling. And now we're going to tune. Not yet. with a nice one, so I have to set it myself.
I don't know how to do it. Is it this button?
I don't know. I think it's
Start, stop.
that one.